I would love to hear more about like why you were motivated to be part of the company.
I think I saw myself a little bit as like a microcosm of what we do for our clients. When I started training, even just at the run gym, and when I started training 6 days a week, like everything else improved also. My diet improved, my sleep improved, my running outside the gym, like training outside the gym improved.
What would you say to yourself back in the times when you were like searching for something right before you met the Fort?
Something that you've definitely talked about this a lot, and it might have actually been the first Instagram video I think I maybe ever saw you put out of just start. If you're thinking about it, you're taking too long.
You came one time, You looked dead.
Yeah, almost died.
I thought you'd never return.
My name is Conor Nickel, and this is Citizens of Fortitude.
Conor, you're here. This is awesome.
Thanks for having me.
And you work for the Fort.
I do.
You're part of our business.
Part of it.
You've been here since we've been doing the podcast for anyway, at least like from the beginning.
Yeah, from at least this high production value that we have here.
Yeah.
I watched it a lot.
Yeah.
I've been practicing all night.
This is higher education at work.
And I've known you for 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
And you've been with us in the company for the last year?
Officially just under a year.
Just under a year. Your 1 year anniversary is coming up.
A year and a half-ish.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know this. You volunteer coached for us for like 6 months.
Yeah, a little bit more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I just wanted free training. No, that was.
Well, you came one time. You looked dead.
Yeah, almost died.
I thought you'd never return. Then
That's fair.
you
That was a good
never.
assessment.
Then you never stopped and volunteer coached for 6 months, and then came on as our operating officer 6 months after that, and then you've been with us almost officially for a year.
Yeah, I mean, it was,
how did all that happen?
The first workout was the old run gym.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
What were you just coming as a just to tag along?
Obviously, Jess and I have known each other forever, and so for years she'd be like, "You have to come train at the Fort. You have to come train at the Fort." And I was like, "No."
Because you were a coach at Mile High.
We were coach at Mile High together,
and that's where I initially met you.
Yep.
I think the first
my
Mile High class I ever took was yours.
Oh, I didn't know that was your first class. Okay,
Yeah,
I do remember your first class.
I came with
because
Jess
you came with
to your
Jess,
class,
and I was like, "That's the strongest person I've ever seen." And shockingly, as a distance runner, I don't meet many people that look like you. None of my like cross country teammates look like you. And then I like made some sort of a joke to Jess. I was like, "That guy, like, who the heck is your friend? He looks like he never leaves the gym." And she's like, "He owns a gym." It's like that makes sense. He owns the gym. Yeah, that tracks.
And you're a track athlete at Penn. I mean, you're a Division I mid-distance runner, right? You ran the mile.
Yep. Went back and forth between the mile and the 5K. Yep.
Mile,
exactly.
5K. So like arguably some of the most difficult distances to run.
Tough.
So you're a tough guy. And you did one session. You're like, yeah, I want to do more of this.
Yeah. It was also the, like we have a ton of division or any collegiate athletes here. We have quite a former collegiate athletes here that miss the team. You graduate, you're 21 or 22, and then you go off and get some job and don't have a team to train with anymore. And you can join a gym or, depending on your sport, like you could find like rec league or whatever. Just, it's not the same. There's not that accountability. You don't necessarily see the same people over and over again. Like, I ran with the same people every day for 4 years.
And when you show up with your team, who performs that day and who doesn't.
Right.
And I do think for a while, like you knew the metrics, you paid attention to the times and the board, and you wanted to move up sort of in the hierarchy of things. Like you knew, you had calculated some things out and kind of knew what progress would be.
Yeah, totally.
And
my goal was always to be on the treadmill
those
twice as fast as Dan.
Yeah, get on a treadmill, turn up to 12, see how long you last, Dan.
Yeah, I can't, not 1 second.
Yeah, we'll be hitting the wall right behind him.
Yeah, I can't. My legs don't move like that. Yeah, it is that.
I mean, put 260 kilos on a bar and see how far I lift it off the ground.
We all have our things, but I would still say the 3 5-minute mile repeats is one of the most impressive things I've seen in the time that we've been open for business.
Yeah, in any capacity.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
I'm proud of that one.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more about like why you were motivated to be part of the company?
I think I saw myself a little bit as like a microcosm of what we do for our clients. Certainly, like, you know, we would never say like, yeah, come train with us and you'll run 5-minute miles 2 months later. Like, I certainly had that background already, but I had been so far removed from it, and it kind of just like reignited all. When I started training, even just at the run gym, and then when I started training 6 days a week, my like everything else improved also. My diet improved, my sleep improved, my running outside the gym, like training outside the gym improved.
The 3 key attributes that we look for from people who are going to be part of the company, and one of them is being mission driven. And I think Conor really kind of exemplifies that. If we were going to hold someone up as being like kind of maybe the most mission driven person, I think you exemplify that just by your willingness to volunteer your time, to just believe in the training enough to be part of it and value it enough to be like, hey, listen, I don't feel good about taking this for free. Like, let me contribute. I think you were like creating, you know, documents and rule books for us and stuff before we even knew that we needed those things or knew to ask for them. So I think like that to me, that's a big reason why we wanted to make this leap forward with you, was that, you know, you're like, I'm more about this than I am about myself. And I think that like that is something that we look for in people. I think it's like kind of where the whole gym started from.
I think it's what any company, especially a company our size, should look for in people. It's like, who's on the same mission as you?
Yeah.
And who's going to do it anyway? Like, who's going to do it whether it's their job or not?
Right.
It wasn't your job. You're still doing it. That's a good indicator to me. So what advice would you have for someone who's got a running background and is trying to incorporate some strength training or reconnect back with the athlete that they were in? Like, what would you say to yourself back in the times when you were like searching for something, but right before you met the Fort?
When I was competitive, I would say like, so back like, you know, college age, I would say not to be afraid of the weight room. Dreaded it, hated it. Like if I like,
yeah. Did you guys lift much weights?
Barely.
Yeah. I think I remember you telling me that your coach wasn't a fan.
No, it was
you guys.
Yeah. My coach, my junior and senior year, was not a fan, more of the strength and conditioning staff, because he wanted to program it.
He wanted to do it. Oh, okay.
For at least for the distance runners. I think he let like the throwers and sprinters who like, you know, were more needed to be down there more often. We were there like once or twice a week, and he wanted to kind of be in charge of the weightlifting program for the distance runners. And they said, no, we have a strength and conditioning staff for that. So he just pulled us out. I was like, we'll do it all body weight on our own.
What we do in the strength training facility is like, or the strength club is like pretty new for you.
Very. Yeah. When I
wasn't sure if you had ever like really been.
Yeah, I've done like I'd never cleaned before.
Right.
I probably had deadlifted before, but like, couldn't ever really tell you when or what.
Yeah, or how much.
Yeah. At the very least, it was like 10 years ago.
And it had been a while.
Yeah, so whatever little bit I had done, it hadn't been for a decade. So when I was competitive, I'd be like, don't be afraid of, and you know, value. I wish I would be a much better runner. I would have been a much better runner when I was competitive.
Now at some point, running is like a low-level plyometric, and it is maybe one of the most repetitive sports there is, right? It's like, it's basically, you know, like, right.
I don't know how many steps I took on 7.5 miles this morning, but it was,
the motion is the motion, right? So if you already have the skill, and now you're just going to beat yourself up with this repetitive motion, you're just prone for injuries. And we see that with a lot of people who are passionate about running. And someone like you who's developed the skill of running and the know-how of running, this is a way of keeping the energy systems up, of keeping, you know, staying in shape in a way that doesn't beat you up in that same repetitive way, gives you some variety, does not have the same type of impact on the joints of just doing the same thing over and over again. And now you just take the shape that you've gotten into, apply it to the skill that you already know, try to mitigate some of the wear and tear of just making it all about running, and now that you're successful. And I think that's a lot of things that like a lot of runners miss, is that once you kind of get to a level of running where you're really competent, actually doing other things and having some training variety can serve you, just because it's just very easy to get hurt. Like, you know, it's runners and dancers to me that are like the two people that always seem to be beat up, because it's just so impactful and so repetitive.
Right.
And I just think this is like a great solution of like, well, you can stay in shape, you can keep the lungs going, you can keep everything, and you know how to run. This is not like, you're aware of the mechanics of it, and also the pain of it, and that threshold of it. And I just think this is like, using tools like this for more advanced runners is a great way of just staying in shape and being able to just break out a run whenever you want, kind of like you have. And if you're new to running, then you got to get the miles in. That's part of it, right?
Yeah, totally. But yeah, so that's what I would say to like when I was my younger self competing to someone who was more like in my position, like used to be competitive, whether it was running or another sport or any like cardio based sport, maybe rowers and stuff like that, or swimmers, to like, but then like had like 6 years off, like post collegiate, like, you know, I certainly wasn't fast enough to like do anything in running. I wasn't, you know, anywhere at that level. People were way, way, way faster than me still. Is something that you've definitely talked about this a lot. And it might have actually been the first Instagram video I think I maybe ever saw you put out of just like, just start.